Building a resume can be confusing. There's so much variability in content and formatting. When it comes down to it, whether a person likes it is subjective from reader to reader. But with this video, we'll give you a few pointers that can help you win over most hiring managers. A resume should be a brief representation of you in your absence. It should sell and market you and your skills for the job and make you stand out from other candidates. Let's start with determining the best format for your resume. The most common ways to format a resume are chronological or skills-based. We're going to start with chronological. This format simply puts things in reverse chronological order for the reader. As a college student or recent graduate, you should start with education as it is more relative and follow with experience. The skills-based format typically has a section that pulls out overall skills and lists them outside of where work experience is listed and could contain skills from internships, education, volunteerism, etc. For example, you can see on this draft there is a header for marketing, sales, and then you would list out a few things pertaining to that overall category. Then down where work experience is featured, only list previous employment without the detail. This format can be good for someone who doesn't have a lot of work experience but has picked up beneficial skills that would look good to an employer if formatted this way. Honestly, a combination of the two is really the most popular. See how on this resume they have included a brief skills outline and then gone back into a more chronological format. You make the determination of which is best for you. For more templates, the web is a great tool, but remember, you want to stand out, so changing a template up is encouraged. To begin your resume, you need a dynamic header that looks professional and will get recognized. Make sure that your name is noticeable by utilizing capitalization, font size, or boldness. If you have room, include both your permanent and school address. Be sure that your email is professional. basketballstud@hotmail.com is not appropriate. We also recommend not using your school email address in case you lose access to it after graduation. Including an objective is unnecessary at best and dated at worst. It's a space filler that wastes time grabbing the reader's attention. Instead, we recommend including a brief branding statement that provides a quick summary of your skills and attributes. An example is, recent graduate of a land-grant university with experience in developing comprehensive market analysis and supporting internal customers, seeking opportunities to leverage analytical and risk management skills in collaborative environment. This branding statement isn't full of fluff and states your immediate career goals. If you've held an internship or part-time job that is relevant to your career goals, it is not necessary to list your coursework. If you did not work, include the upper-level courses you completed that are relevant to your career goals. You can also play up major projects you were involved with that demonstrate skills. If you do have work experience, state clearly the organization name and your role. You also want to include the dates of employment. To draw attention to your achievements and contributions, use bullet points and prioritize their order. Use action words like coordinated, accomplished, created, delivered, demonstrated, implemented, unified, and initiated to explain how you contributed to an end result. As a college student or recent graduate, include on your resume projects or extracurricular activities you participated in at school, as well as scholarships or other honors you received. When listing organizational involvement, the general rule is to not list the club unless you were an officer, committee member, or participated in a large-scale event. Including volunteerism and the skills learned is also encouraged, so long as it is a high-impact experience. There's no good reason for including anything that you did while in high school on your resume. Regardless of how much or how little experience you have, don't stretch the truth. If you collaborated with a team to accomplish something significant, say that and mention what your contribution to the team was. Honesty in a resume is key. Finally, references. You do not need to list they are available upon request. Develop a separate sheet that lists out your references, whom have agreed to serve as a positive reference, and take that with you to the interview. Employers are increasingly relying on technology to help make their hiring process more efficient. Applicant tracking systems, or ATS, serve as gatekeepers by doing the initial screening of potential new hires. If a job seeker doesn't know how to best prepare their resume for an ATS, they'll likely struggle to get noticed in the job search process. Signs that you're applying for a job through an ATS include online forms and being redirected to another website to apply for the position. There are easy steps you can take to help get your resume through the technology and into the hands of a hiring manager. First, use a simple format and save the creative flair for the in-person interview. ATS can get confused by logos and sometimes even bullet points. Simply submit a text-only version as a Word document. Only include headers that are standard to a resume, such as education, experience, and skills. Remove anything that may cause an ATS to reject your application out of confusion, such as an introductory paragraph. Secondly, ATS utilizes a scoring system to match keywords from the job description to an applicant's resume. Utilizing keywords in your resume increases the likelihood of higher scoring. However, be careful not to inflate your resume by overusing these keywords. ATS or not, honesty is still a requirement. Use the keywords that relate to you and that you can build on by showcasing your talents and experiences. When possible, submit your resume as a PDF document to maintain formatting. Here are common resume mistakes that we see at agcareers.com. Misspellings. With spell check, there's no reason to have misspellings, and many hiring managers will dismiss your resume immediately if they catch this type of mistake. Peer review. So many people don't ask someone to review their resume. A second set of eyes often catches things that you may not have and can provide you feedback on your layout and included information. You misrepresent yourself or are not honest. You may think that they'll never find out, but these type of things have a way of coming back and haunting people. Including personal information. Employers don't want to see things like ethnicity, religion, political affiliation, or age on your resume, so don't include them. If some of your achievements or activities are relative to an organization that would divulge information along one of these areas, it's up to you if you'd like to include. And finally, not tailoring your resume to the specific job you are applying for is the most common resume mistake we see. Remember, key words. Another thing along the lines of resumes, your cover letter. Always include a cover letter with your resume and customize it for each job you apply to. A cover letter is an extension of your resume and lets you be more creative and expressive. It should not simply restate the information in your resume in a different format. Utilize the cover letter to further explain your experiences and how you would add value to the organization. Make sure that you address the cover letter to an individual, not to whom it may concern. Internet research typically can get you the answer. If necessary, pick up the phone and call. You can ask the receptionist for the name and spelling of the human resources manager. Your opening should be something that will catch their attention, and the body of the letter should explain more about yourself and work experience. The letter shouldn't be too lengthy. One page with a simple, short paragraphs is best. To close the letter, ask for the interview.